Okay, so this is going to be a few tips related to creating the business card. The first thing that you're probably going to do once you get InDesign open, obviously assuming you're doing your business card in InDesign, is the create new option. Same option essentially that you would get right now by doing custom size. Because we do need a business card size document. We don't want to set this on a letter. It does need to be customized to the business card. So your width, if you want a standard business card layout, is going to be 3.5 inches. Make sure you are in inches, because trying to do a 3.5 pixel graphic is, let's say it's not pretty, would be fair. The height is going to be 2 inches. If you wanted to run it in a different orientation, meaning portrait, where it would be narrower but tall, that's sort of the other way that standard size business cards are done. But what you see 99% of the time probably with business cards is the landscape orientation with more width than height. I don't care which of these two options you use. And yours doesn't even have to be this size. It simply needs to be a size of business card that you can find a printer using commonly. If you don't want to research that heavily, the 3.5 by 2 inch size is probably your safest bet. We don't need facing pages. We don't need all kinds of complicated stuff. Pretty much this plus your bleed setting is all you need to worry about. If you want to type in a 1p bleed, it'll convert that into inches immediately and you're good. Or you could type in a 1/8 of an inch bleed, which is the 0.125 inches. So the 1p, 1 pica, is 0.1667, or 1/8 of an inch, which is 0.125. Either of those are common standard bleed amounts, and both are fine. I'm going to click on create after that, and I will get this coming in. The one thing I didn't change, and I didn't change it on purpose, was the margin setting, because this is very commonly forgotten, and people get in here and they freak out and they think, oh my gosh, I have to start over again. Nope. We're just going to reset the margins. A 1/2 inch margin on a card that is only 2 inches by 3.5 inches is quite frankly stupid, because it leaves you with almost no area to design within. Trying to cram everything into this teeny weeny little space is nuts. So typically I will either zero out my margins if I really don't need them visually. Again, the margin is only a guide. It doesn't keep you from putting anything outside of it, but I find it in this position to be distracting. So if I actually think I need a reminder to not get stuff too close to the edge, I'll do that 1/8 of an inch, which is 0.125 inches. And I'll do that on all 4 sides. And at that point, I have something that reminds me not to put the text too close to the edge, but it's, not as distracting as the weird teeny weeny box in the middle of all that. Okay, so this is my setup for my business card in a standard landscape approach. What you're going to need to do from here is create boxes for pictures. You're going to create graphical elements, perhaps in InDesign, like rectangles, rules, things of that nature. And you're going to set your text using the text areas. You're going to use more than one text field. You're not going to space stuff out or tab things out if you don't have to, because in those circumstances, you're better off in a proper design program actually creating text boxes and putting them exactly where you think those text elements should go. I wanted to show you separately, and it's going to be a separate video for this, some common issues that people run into with text fields and with certain graphical types, because it doesn't necessarily mean the program is, quote, broken or not working correctly. It just means it may be displaying things in a way that you're not accustomed to. So I'm going to stop and restart and address that momentarily.